are here and you're participating. Remember, just go into the webinar part and say attended and you're good to go, right?
I'm not in.
Yeah, you are. It says Mel right there. I see it.
My screen is blank.
I don't know, but you're in. It's right there. You're there. Okay. If you want, you can just scoot over here and look at my thing and just talk to me. All right. So we're going to divide, doing long division and synthetic. We'll wait for Jordan to join us. You ready? Thanks. Joe, so nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to divide some polynomials. So the objectives, we're going to divide polynomials. Okay, nobody touch their screens. Okay, thank you. And we're going to evaluate and divide polynomials using long division and synthetic. Wow. Aren't you guys already in? Oh, weird. Okay. So we're going to talk about simple division. All right. Dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So polynomial by a, what's a polynomial? Anybody? People that are here can, okay, thanks, Joe. Just tell me, and anybody at Gateway, just type it in. You can either use a notepad or the chat box. But what's a polynomial? Anybody? Anybody? Polynomial? Several terms. Thank you, John. Yes, it's an expression that has more than one term, right? Whoops, what's a monomial? Sorry, there we go. It's right there. One term, exactly. This is a monomial, this is a polynomial. Now, if you have a monomial dividing into a polynomial, what you can do is you can just divide each term, okay? Pretty easy. What do you do with the numbers? What do you do? What do you do with the numbers? Say here, 6 and 3. What do you do with those? Just divide them. It's not a trick question. That's right. It's easy. You just divide them. 6 divided by 3. What do I do with the variables? Okay, subtract and add. What does that mean? Type in the notepad. What does that mean? Subtract, divide, what does it mean? Show me what it means.
Subtract.
Yeah, what do you mean by subtract? What do you mean by, huh?
Negative.
Okay, so Jordan's saying subtract, John's saying subtract, Joe is saying drop down. I want to know what you mean by that. Subtract, yes, but what do you subtract? The letters. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can, I don't have my, I'm going to have to use my mouse here. So for right here, we're looking at this and this, right? You look at your letters. They have to be the same letters or variables, right? And what I'm going to subtract is the 2. Okay, I don't know. Joe, you're typing. Since it's squared, what? Keep going. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. We've all said we just divide the numbers. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. x to the fourth minus x cubed is x. I kind of have the right idea, and maybe this is what you're saying, but what you're looking at are the exponents, right? The exponent down here is a 1, so what we're going to do is we're going to say r and then 2 minus 1. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? I subtract the exponents. Yes, is that what you were trying to say? Okay, good. So, and then for this one, this is also 1. If you don't see an exponent, it's a 1. So it's 2 minus 1, so that's going to be s, and I don't have my typer thing. Okay, that's okay. S to the first, right? So I'm going to, that's okay. I'm going to go on to the next one. Okay. So, whoops, I want to go this way. Sorry, guys. So I subtracted the exponents, 2 minus 1 for the r, and that's just 1, right? So r to the first, s to the first. In my second term, 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 minus 1, right? The exponents. R divided by r is just 1, so you don't need to write the r to the 0 power. You just write 1. And then 2, the exponent is 2. The exponent down here is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's s. Make sense? Okay, let's go to the next one. So simplify, it's the same thing. I want you guys to look at this. Take a minute, see if you can do it. Okay, I'll give you a big hint. So write it down in a notepad, or write the answer in either in a notepad or I'm not going to help you with this one, Joe. It's all you. That's the first one. I helped you with the first one. Now you do the second one all by yourself. Okay, remember, you get participation. You get credit if you participate. So far, everyone's doing good. Ryan, are you done with yours? Okay, Ryan's done. If anybody, you don't need a pencil, Jacob. If anybody wants to type in his notepad, although there's a couple other that are open. So, and Ramel, you can just show me your answer. Okay. Okay, Ryan and John are the only ones that have a final answer. Estefana, are you done? Oh, if you want to do a square, you're going to shift and then 6 and then put 2 next to it. Does that make sense? That's perfect for square. Write the answer in a chat box, or you can write it in the chat in a notepad. Who's in, Joe, you're in a 7. Who's in 10? Okay, Jacob. Ashley Jordan. All right. Ramel? Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, Ramel's got an answer. Everyone's got an answer. Let's see what the answer is. All right, it's A plus 2a squared b plus 6. What? What's 3 divided by 3, Jordan? 1. Okay.
So it's okay if you put a 1?
It's okay to put the 1 in front there. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to, but you can.
Okay.
All right? So did everyone hear that? If you put, I think this is Joe's, I'm going to put a 1 there. If you put that 1 there, it's okay, but it doesn't have to be there. All right. Good job. Last one, I think. Simplify this one. Okay. Everyone's done. Ramel, almost. Okay, so we divide each one, right? Separate the terms. We separate the terms because there's this negative sign. So that means that there's 2 terms, or if it's separated with a plus or minus, you can take each term individually. So 4xy minus 1. Let's see, Jordan, yay. And Estefana and Jacob and Joe, it's just minus 1. This 3x divided by the 3x is 1, right? You have to put that one in there. That one has to be there because there's no variable after it. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Jacob. I see that. Okay, next. So now we're going to do some long division. All right, long division is kind of, how can I say this? I don't know. I think it's a pain, to be honest. But sometimes you have no choice but to use long division. So we're going to think back to long division maybe in 3rd grade, right? You know, how many times does 3 go into 93? And you divide those up into 9 and 3, right? You put the number on top and then you multiply that by the divisor. And you have, just so everyone knows the parts, right? What's that part that's outside the dividing sign? What's that part on the outside called? Does that make sense what I'm saying? What number? Okay, so this is what we have. So let's just say this 3 and 93, and this is 31, right? Okay, so what's this part called? Yeah, I know. My 3s are wonderful. It's hard to write with the mouse. So what's this 3 called right here? Guys, this is from 3rd grade. Let's go. We remember 3rd grade, maybe even 2nd for some of you.
I know what the other one is, quotient.
What's the 3 called? The 3 is the divisor. Okay, the 3 is the divisor. In this case, this is a 93. What's the 93 called? The dividend. Yes. What's the answer called? And it's not the answer. It's called the quotient. And if I had something over here, this would be an R, what would this be called? In this case, it is a 0. Remainder. Okay? Those are the same terms that you're going to use with long division for polynomials. The quotient, right? That's the answer. The dividend, that's the number inside, I don't know, call it the house. And then the divisor is the one on the outside. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. The same thing. The difference is there's just a little bit more to multiply. Okay? So this is an example, and then you guys are going to do one. So the first thing we're going to do, one of the main things that you do, all right, is you mainly, there we go, look at just the x. What do I multiply x by to get x squared? Or I'm dividing x squared by x, so I get an x, right? Okay, so we put that x up there. You can either put it here. I usually put it above the same term, but it doesn't matter where it goes, okay? All right, so x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Oh no. Okay, so just kind of watch and then make sure that you watch the video too, John, okay? All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract, which is what you would do if you had just had numbers, right? Okay, so x squared minus x squared is 0. 5x minus negative 5x minus 3x is negative 8x. I'm going to have to take those off. And then I bring down the negative 24. Okay? Bring down the next term. Now, we're going to look at this x, and we're going to divide it into 8x. What do you think the answer is going to be? Or negative 8x, sorry. What do you think the answer is going to be? Turn up my volume. All right, hold on. Can I turn up my volume? 8, negative 8. How's that? Can you guys hear me now? You can hear me. Negative 8. Okay. Okay, so what I did, John, was I took this x value, and what do I have to multiply x by to get negative 8x? Or what is negative 8x divided by x? Does that make sense? Okay, if I were to write this is going to go away. What I'm saying is negative 8x divided by x. Okay, does that make sense if I write it like this? Okay, and that's all I'm doing. If I divide it by, if I write it like this, right here, my answer would be negative 8. Yeah, that's how I get the negative 8. That's all I'm doing. I'm taking this first number and dividing it by this. That's it. The other, if you're looking at this part right here, it's negative 5x minus 3x. That's how I got this negative 8. Is that the part you're asking? Oh, okay, there you go. Now, going to do some multiplication. Negative 8 times x is negative 8x. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. What do I get when I subtract those? Zero. So in this case, this is my answer right here. And this is my remainder. Okay? Now, I don't know if this goes over in your videos or not because I haven't really watched the videos. But what this tells us, since there is no remainder, right, that x plus 3 is a factor. Okay, that means that if I were to factor x squared minus 5x minus 24, x plus 3 would be one of the factors. All right, let's do another one. Now, this is tricky, isn't it? You see this? Since it says negative 1, that means all that means is that you're dividing by it. Does that make sense? Okay, ready? The other thing that's important, all right, let's look at this. Oops, sorry, did it the wrong way. The other thing that's important is we have an x cubed, right? Are an h cubed, and then it goes to an h. We need to make sure that we have a placeholder for each term, okay? This is our cubic term. We have no squared term, so we got to make a place for it. That's why we put the 0h. And then we have our linear term and our constant. Does that make sense? We have to have a placeholder for each, a 3, then we need a 2, then we have a 1, and then we have a constant. Make sense? Okay. You guys have at it. Try this one. Try this one. How many times, or if I take h cubed, I divide it by h, what do I get? H cubed divided by h, what do I get? Okay, Ryan's got an answer. John's got an answer. And if you guys want, you can just keep on going. You keep on going. Yes, Jacob, h squared is the right part. That's right for the first term. All right, you guys keep on going. Let's see if I think I did this so that it works. Yes, h squared. Now what? I'm going to subtract this polynomial right here from this polynomial. Okay, Joe, this is right. H squared is the first term. Second term is going to be what? How many? If I have 4h squared, I divide it by h, what do I get? Remember, all you're doing is you're doing this first term and this first term. Sorry, what? I take this 4h squared divided by h. Almost. Oh wait, that's positive, sorry. I said negative. You're right. So write that down. Take this 4h squared divided by h, and what do I get? Jordan, give me your phone. Thanks. Okay, got an answer? 4H. Nice, and it's not negative, you guys were right. Okay. I kept saying negative, I don't know why. All right, so now I'm going to subtract this part. Ready? What's 4H minus 4H? Excellent. Negative 11H minus negative 16. Yes. 5H. Okay, guys, one thing I want to tell you is you can use a calculator. Yes. That's right, Don. That's exactly what you do. All right, we bring down the 28. I'm going to divide 5H by H. What do I get? I'm not lying, Joe. I would not lie. Five H divided by H. What do I get? All right. I have a couple answers here. You get 5, 5, 5. Ready? Let's see if that's right. Yes, it's right. Okay, I'm going to subtract this. What's 5H minus 5H? 0. And what's 28 minus negative 20? Yeah. 48. So I have a remainder this time. All right. When you write your answers, this is the correct way to write it, just like this. This is your quotient. This is also your quotient. I'll tell you a couple things that means. H minus 4 is not a factor of this polynomial. The other thing it means is that when H or X, whatever variable you want to call it, is 4, Y is 48. Isn't that amazing? Did you know that? This synthetic division, this part is fun. I promise. We're going to divide a polynomial by a polynomial. And using synthetic division, there must be a coefficient for every variable. Remember, every possible power. So cubed, squared, linear, and then a constant. Or a fourth cubed, squared, linear, constant. There's got to be something for everything. No, the 5 was positive, if you want to go back. All right, are you ready? This is our example. So we're going to write the terms of the polynomial so that the degrees are in descending order. What does descending mean? Anybody over there? What does descending mean? Okay, we had up here biggest to smallest. And yes, big to small. Good, Jacob. Okay. Now, whoops. Since there wasn't, if you look up here, there isn't a cubed term, we've got to put a placeholder. All right, let's go. Now we're going to write the constant r. Or right here, we're going to take this part right here, set this equal to 0, and solve for x. That's basically what you do. So that would mean that our divisor is going to be 3. Make sense? Okay, oops, that's not what I want. Hold on. All right, so this is how I write it. That's not really how I write it, but that's how I wrote it. Because it's not doing what I want. Okay, so I'm going to take down all the coefficients. Coefficients are what? Fancy word for the numbers in front of the variables. That's all it is. Okay, let's do some long division. What we do first is we bring down our 5. Then we multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. We're always adding. Make sure that we have this here, and this is going to go away. It's okay. We're always adding. All right. So now I'm going to take the 3. I'm going to multiply by 15. What's 3 times 15? If you guys, Jordan over here said 45, and that's right. And if you guys don't know that, you know, I don't care, use a calculator. 3 times 15 is 45. Again, you're going to add. -4 plus 45 is 41. Negative. No, positive, sorry. That's a -4. I've got to watch my signs. I'm terrible. All right. 3 times 41, 123. 1 plus 123, 124. 3 times 124, you guys don't have calculators? I didn't bring my calculator. It's okay. I got the answer here. 372. 6 plus 372, 378. And that's your remainder. Okay? Now, real quick. This was x to the 4th, right? When you write your answers down here, this is going, don't need one. Okay, if you don't need one, you don't need to use it. I need one. This is good, that's a 3. This is going to be 1 degree less. Down your answer, that first term is going to be 1 degree less. So if this is x to the 4th, this is x cubed, this is x squared, this is the linear term, this is the constant, and this is the remainder. Does that make sense? Make sense over there, guys? Okay, are you ready to do one? Where did the 123 and the 372 come from? I just told you how to write this. You don't need this. This is the quotient. Again, remember that you write the remainder over the divisor. Okay. All right, here you go. Here's a problem, and go. Synthetic division. Set it up. I'll give you like 30 seconds. I don't know where timer is, so I'm looking at my watch. And then I'm going to show you how to set it up. Ten seconds. No. 10 seconds left now. 5. Okay, I don't know that you can type this in here, but hopefully you have a piece of paper. That's how you set it up. Make sense? Each coefficient goes down here. We're going to use the opposite of whatever this number is. Make sense? So -4, -5, -21, -3, 4, -2, and 2. Got it? All right, now I want you guys to do the work. You can't write on here, but do the work on a piece of paper and see if you come up with the same answer. This has got to be the last problem, guys, because my computer's going to die. Okay, let's see. How much more time? Another minute? That be enough time? I'm timing you. Let's go. Oh, nice, Ryan. Okay, you ready? I'm just going to start. Bring down the first coefficient. Yeah? Okay, what's negative 4 times negative 5? What? 20. It's negative 21 plus 20. Negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 1. Positive 4. Negative 3 plus 4. 1. Negative 4 times 1. Negative 4. What's 4 minus 4? 4 minus 4? No, I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I did. Okay, what's negative 4 times 0? Yes. Negative 2 minus 0, or plus 0, sorry. Last one, negative 4 times negative 2.
8.
And 2 plus 8. There you go. Now, this is x to the 5th, right? So what is my variable down here? X to the 4th. So this is x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared. Linear term is 0. You don't have to put it in, but it's not wrong if you put 0x and then minus 2 with the remainder of 10. All right. This one is a little bit harder. So, and we're done. Thank you, Ashley. You can go. All right. So for those of you that aren't here that are watching this, this is yours to write the answer to. For those of you that are here, you don't have to. All right. Thank you, guys. That's it. We're done. If you want to, you can try this one. All right. That's it. Thanks again. Bye.